and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently, singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. On the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. This world is getting so cold, I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Morning. Good morning. This is the Tobago Updates morning show. It's 7 a.m. and today is Wednesday, the 15th of December, 2021. We are coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Maria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to those of you viewing us on the live. Julian, good morning. Good morning.
It is morning.
Still a little chilly on the outside, but I'm really hoping for some sun today.
Well, Ria, you know this is my kind of weather.
Oh, God.
It's cool, and you know, I like I mean, apart from the heavy rain, I like this kind of temperature. It keeps me cool and so on. Not a worry in the world.
I have a lot of adjusting to do. I don't do very well with the cold. I don't do very well with it, but it's hoping to be a beautiful sunny day today.
Ria, so we've seen some of the happenings in the news. We see that the Attorney General, Faris Alwari, has taken a very active interest in the situation before us with the appointment, the election rather, of Watson Duke as Deputy Chief Secretary. And, you know, he's identifying, along with several others within the society, identifying concerns regarding the fact that this contravenes, you know, and goes contrary to the law in relation to allowing him to sit as Deputy Chief Secretary while simultaneously continuing to hold on to other responsibilities. Now, notwithstanding the fact that he offered his resignation, it's effective December 31st.
So he still has a couple of weeks. So I guess in that regard, the Attorney General would have some issues, and in keeping with the law, not being personal. He's not being personal here, but in keeping with the law, we understand that. But we're saying here, it's, you know, we're saying here it's a matter of weeks, Julian. It's just a matter of weeks, and I doubt very much Mr. Duke will have any or be able to carry out any duties within the 2-week period before the letter is valid.
Well, it will be interesting to see because of the fact that it's the first time that I can recall, and you know, based on my information in our history, that a Deputy Chief Secretary is an exclusive standalone position, as we have grown accustomed in the past that the Deputy Chief Secretary is normally also attached to a division.
Right.
You know, so it would be interesting to see how the position functions this time around in that capacity, and we'll see where things go from there, because up to the last update that we would have had, we would have also had indications coming from Chief Secretary Farley that he has not yet received a letter. He's not saying that his office has not received, but he's not yet aware that a letter has been received. In fact, he indicated that the first time he heard of the letter was by way of the media and the Attorney General. And I'm really hoping that that is something that is not, doesn't set a trend in any way, form or fashion.
That's
because,
right.
Because at that level, one would expect that there ought to be some level of communication in the first instance, and I don't know that you know, writing should be your first form of contract. You know, some kind of communication that can take place, because you see, we want to ensure that there is a working relationship between the THA and central government.
All right. But some quick things before we get into the rundown this morning. You know, I want to take the opportunity to extend condolences to the Clark family on the passing of Jason Clark. The news hit me very hard yesterday. Some of you may be aware that just a few weeks ago we had Jason Clark on our program via the VMix. He was not in studio, but then a couple of days later I did see him at the KFC car park. I was going over to the pharmacy, and you know, we chatted for a while. I said, you know, Jason, the concert is coming up this weekend, and you know, we're really looking forward to seeing you perform and stuff. And we chatted, and I reminded him. I said, boy, I'm still looking for a lady for you. You know, I'm still looking for a lady for you. And then to hear of Jason's passing yesterday, really took us by surprise, and we extend condolences. Jason was a friend, a colleague, a friend. And he will be missed, so we extend condolences to the family and friends this morning.
Yes, really sad time, you know, and we really send out, even from my family, condolences to, you know, the family and friends. In fact, Tobago at this time, because, you know, Jason was that avid fighter, and I trust that we will continue to do our very best to ensure the differently abled are really treated as one within our society.
Yeah.
Folks, on the rundown this morning, very quickly in the next segment, we will be having Ricardo Philip, political leader of the Class Action Reform Movement.
And then coming up a little bit later on in the program, we will be chatting with Shanaria Taylor, yes, the daughter of Jesse Taylor, and she will be chatting with us on Renlim Tobago chapter for charity. Let me get that again. Remlin Tobago chapter for charity. Shanaria was on our program some time ago, and she will be back with us as we focus a little bit more on the charity.
And we close this morning with Winnell Caesar, author and reading teacher. Viewers, we want to encourage you. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
It's our 75th anniversary. Live, laugh, and love with Lambo Credit Union. Take advantage of our 75th anniversary loans and get 100% financing for home improvement, appliances, groceries, debt consolidation, and much more. Did we mention no payment until January 31st, 2022? Get the most flexible repayment periods and the best interest rates around. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for our new member reloaded loan and get up to $30,000 with zero down payment. Let's get you behind the wheel this holiday with our new and used vehicle loans. Call 639-5060 to book your appointment today or visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Wishing you happy holidays from Lambo Credit Union. And remember, we are always here for you.
Mi4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Talk, watch, and listen to win big this Christmas with a Digicel Prime Bundle. The more you watch, cheer, and dance to your favorite Digicel apps, the more chances you have to win thousands of shake-to-win prizes. Enter to win grand prizes of $100,000, home appliances, and groceries valued at $50,000 or free Digicel services for a year. Visit My Digicel or dial *323# to buy a Prime Bundle today. And talk, watch, listen to win big with Digicel. Better together this Christmas.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome back. This is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. It is 7:09 a.m. this morning. And just before we flow into this next segment, folks, we can't forget our birthday greetings this morning. We want to send out birthday greetings to Kali Neptune. Kali, enjoy yourself today. Have a great day coming here from the Tobago Updates family. We're also sending out birthday blessings to Danielle Rollox, as well as Lakeisha Curtin and Nolana Lynch across there in Trinidad. Happy birthday to you, and we trust that each and every one of you have an enjoyable day today coming from the Tobago Updates family. In this segment, viewers, we are chatting with Ricardo Phillips, the political leader of the Class Action Reform Movement. Good morning, Ricardo.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I kind of catch the vibe, the morning vibe. I like your morning.
Excellent, excellent.
So morning to Tobago, Trinidad, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world.
And we tell people when you come into this studio, when you come onto this program, you start to feel that good morning energy.
I didn't want to use the word virus, but I catch the vibe.
All right. So we want to start off this morning's conversation. Give us a sense of Ricardo Phillips, and what was your reason for getting involved in politics, and how long ago did it happen?
Well, it happened a very long time ago. But over the years, I had to pause and sort of, reevaluate, reassess what is the fundamental problems, and to try to determine whether or not I'm actually repeating the same thing over, or I'm actually making a difference. And so, I had to pause and rewind and come again, as they say, and, do my research, do my studies, think a lot, ask for guidance, seek wisdom, and come again. And I think this time I'm ready. When I entered the last election, the general election I started from recently, and then the last teacher election and this election really has, an issue on social media has risen about me not voting and not getting involved with the voting process. And that's simply because, in my assessment, and partly strategic, I realized that there was no real need for me to get involved, because I simply just wanted to stay relevant, to not seen as a dropout, and to be consistent and persistent in my endeavors. Because you know politics in Trinidad and Tobago, the minute you drop out, everybody forgets you. And so that was the main purpose. And there is no no fuss about it. For me, as a matter of fact, I think I've achieved my objective, which is to continue to articulate the party's philosophy and ideology and so on. So there is no issue really as far as not participating in the voting process this election.
But how would you then respond to, as you've gone there, to the voters and the general population that even if they had to consider you, would question, but if he hasn't even supported himself, or he didn't even see the need to come out to participate in the democratic process, how then can we have any confidence, let's say down the road, in Ricardo, to really be the representative, in terms of democracy?
And that's a fair question. But when you assess politics in Trinidad, because you know that no new party wins a political party in the early stage, elections are in the early stage. And I have to be honest with myself. I had no illusions about my chances at the poll. And so I had to concentrate on what is important. What is important? People don't vote for you because they know you. I've worked in Bugamo Peasant community with young people for a number of years. I could have actually taken up my van and go into the village and get about 20 young men to go to the polls and vote for me. I can have done that. When nomination time, I have 10, 15 ID cards in support of my nomination. So getting the vote was not a problem. What is the thing to me, and since the last election, I haven't asked anyone to vote against listening to what I've said, listening to my philosophy. Am I making sense to you? I really didn't want sympathy votes. While I appreciate those who went to the polls and actually supported me, I appreciate that 100%. Don't get me wrong. The fact of the matter is that I'm more interested in you understanding the core philosophy. What am I saying? Am I making sense? Tell me what you think. Let me hear your reaction. And I had many instances where people had no idea what I was talking about. I had to spend the time to ensure that people understand what I'm saying before I have any real expectation of votes and winning seats and so on.
So bearing in mind what you're speaking to in terms of the reach and so on, one of the questions would be quite naturally, we want to get a sense of where's your thinking in that context, and that is specifically for the benefit of the viewer who is looking on now and says, let's say for example they are seeing you in the context that they saw Watson Duke when he now started. For that viewer, give us a sense of what are your hopes, because just about in 2025 again, we return to general elections within the 5-year span from 2020. And similarly, we have that 4-year span for the Tobago House of Assembly, which can happen in December of 2025, or given the regulations of the law, can spill over just a bit to 2026.
Yes.
What can people therefore anticipate from you?
Well, my campaign actually now starts. Trinidad and Tobago is a very dysfunctional society. The system that governs us is flawed. And I think the expectation that when we go to the polls, I think it's just an exercise, a futile exercise. So to most people, a lot of people, that the actual election voting process has become a futile exercise. Because nothing changes. We keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And I've mentioned this many times before. What must happen is that we have to build the right foundation. And the foundation is a foundation that allows the people, regardless of your political persuasion, regardless of your religious, regardless of whatever your economics and so on, to have a system that all of us can access fairly, without any interference, without any bias and prejudice and so on. I want to build that kind of foundation. I want to build that kind of politics, because we haven't had a politics where we don't have a tradition of taking responsibility as a people. We don't hold our leaders accountable. We don't hold the public office accountable. And so people get away with murder in this country. You just look at the situation in Tobago. 21 years. We had a political party who we have allowed to victimize us in Tobago. 21 years we have allowed a political party to discriminate against us in Tobago. As it stands now, Tobago is divided in two. You have the divided economically and politically, unlike Trinidad that is divided racially and politically. And so how could you in good conscience sit down and see one half of the country is suffering under politics and do nothing about it more than reap the benefit? So the politics has now become survival politics, and all of us are trying to survive in this game that we call politics. We need to build a society, regardless of a political institution, as I said, to a system that allows for limited discrimination, limited victimization, and so on. We don't even know that if we are going to enter a new era of victimization and discrimination with the new party. We don't even know that.
So that's what I want to get to, Ricardo. I want to get to the how. So I know you speak of a new system. I know you speak of a new way forward. What are some of the ideas that you may have? You know, at least one that will really be able to help in driving that change that you speak to.
I think we have to really, and this is a job for civil society. We have to really get serious with the constitutional reform. This is not a political party issue. Political party must stay away from initiating constitutional reform. The constitutional reform must be a civil society. The rest, for example, the Tobago scenario with the Tobago bill and autonomy and so on. The people of Tobago, there has never been a public referendum on the issue. And so when you go there and you're talking to people, have 100 different versions of what that means to some people. So you got to have the people involved. And my first thing is that you must find a way to get the people involved in this process. There is no political party that have the answer to all the problems and all the ills of society.
And that's what I want to get to, Ricardo, because politicians always give us that talk about bringing the people, involve the people. What method are you actually suggesting, you know, that we utilize for that engagement? Because from what you're saying, you are looking at having your campaign progress over the next couple of years to engage Tobago.
Certainly.
How do you propose to do that engagement in terms of getting the people more aware of what might be your philosophy in this time where there's a very popular new administration in office?
Well, you know, I gotta do what I has been doing in the past couple of elections, and that is, I mean, during election time it's kind of difficult to get the message across, because what you realize is that the people that I have known from initially that this election really was boiled down to two parties. Because people are in pain, people are under pressure, they're looking for a way out. But what I have to do now is to continue to the narrative of what I mean, what my party stands for, ensuring that people understand it and continue to pursue this in this sense. Because you must have a discussion, you must have that kind of discussion, and I'm not talking too, but a discussion back and forth in terms of what people are thinking, how they feel, what we understand, why we are where we are, what has caused, what is responsible for where we are, and so on. The young people in particular has no idea, because you have a generation that's born into a culture of corruption and chaos, don't even understand the concept of democracy. And that is all fundamental. And these are the people we expect later on to be responsible for us. And so my job, my duty is to ensure, and there is no collaboration, there is no joining a party, there's none of that at this point in time, until I ensure that we understand that we're on the same page, because this is about God and country.
At this point, well, you vary a little bit from a question, but we, at this point, class action reform movement, is it still Ricardo Phillips building out, or there are others involved?
And there's a reason, for that. When you're going to test a new product, and you got to ensure. I have the face of the party. Right. I have to ensure that I put myself out there. I have to show that I face the scrutiny. I have to ensure that the questions are answered. You just can't pick people up and say, let's form a party. And nobody understands what it's about. So I am sure along the way people would understand. And then is when you're ready to bring a team of people together and to pursue philosophy and so on.
So viewers, at this point, we prepare to just take a pause as we go to a break. In the next segment, Ria will continue the conversation with Ricardo Phillips. We want to thank all of you all for the continued love and support, and feel free to drop your questions as well via the live. Thank you for those of us joining us via Gael as well as M&E TV. This is the Tobago Updates morning show, and we encourage you to continue to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
To all Tobagonians and visitors of this beautiful island, the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is seeking your efforts and support in keeping a clean and organized, friendly environment. In doing so, drop-off bins are located at strategic areas around Tobago for your recyclable materials such as plastics, aluminum and steel cans, glass bottles and Tetra packs in bags, and let's protect our environment. Our own Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is here to propel that change. Look for the white bin nearest to your area.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, today I could have been lying in this casket dead. I have lost so many friends. It is unbelievable. They stood right in front of me saying, Ian, I am not going to take that vaccine. You shouldn't take it. But today, They all passed away. They all died and gone. You want to be there for your family? Take the vaccine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ian Allen. It's not a ledge, it's a fact. I am alive. Please don't hesitate. Vaccinate. That could have been me going there, but I'm alive. As you can see.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Good morning. Viewers, welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. We continue the discussion this morning with Ricardo Phillip, the political leader of the Class Action Reform Movement. Ricardo, I know that you spent a while chatting with Julian Skeet a little while ago, and I was listening to the conversation as you were going. You mentioned that you would. It was your not voting was in an attempt to remain relevant. How is it that you not casting a vote, even for yourself, translate? I'm just trying to understand.
It's no big deal, Ria, and I think that is, what it was important to me and what has been important to me the last couple of elections was really, as I said before, I mean, some people would agree, and some people, I could deal with that. I can accept that. But for me, it really wasn't, we just come out from the last each election, and I had to now decide whether or not to enter or stay out. And it was on that basis, And so I would enter simply because, I'm on a mission, and the mission has to continue. So there was no real plan because with all fairness to the other candidates who went out there and walked the streets and talked to people and canvass and so on, I did not do any of those. What I did really was had one-on-one discussion and having discussion here and having discussion there and so with people. I didn't ask anyone to vote for me because that really wasn't the intention. You don't want to confuse people. I wanted to make sure that my mission was clear, very, very clear and precise. And so, I chose not to. And I said, let the strategy be, when I talk with you, let me talk with you and sort of share what my philosophy is and ensure that you understand. When I talk with you, let me understand what you're saying. And that worked really well. I mean, it's unconventional, yes, but it worked really well. And I'm happy that that's the strategy I've employed in the last election campaign. So I did not participate in the voting process. I have no, I really, just can't find another way to answer it.
Okay, but I'm asking here because I think we're all trying to grasp what it is you are saying. The fact that you did not vote, even for yourself, I'm not sure where your wife may have put her vote.
Certainly we didn't participate in it.
Right, you didn't participate in it. But what would then be the motive? Because this is about the third or fourth election that you've entered into. Did you at least get back your deposit?
No, I did not.
You did not get your deposit?
My involvement really is an investment in my future. It has nothing to do with none of that. And
but how does all of this lay the groundwork for that future that you're talking about?
Well, my involvement and my relevance, as a matter of fact, without that, nobody listens to you in election time. I know the achieving the kind of mileage during the election is not necessarily the kind of mileage that you would expect. I didn't expect the voting mileage in election time. What I expect is that people hear me, see you, your profile, you build your profile and so on. So all those things are important during an election campaign. If you don't do that, then you have to start all over again. When the next election comes, you have to start all over. For me, I don't have to start all over again.
But do you think persons have heard, and I heard you spoke a while ago about some of the issues on the ground that you have been campaigning for and championing. But are people hearing, in the midst of all that's been happening, do you think people are hearing what you have to say, what the Class Action Reform Movement has to say?
What I have realized is that, and everybody knows this, we have a long tradition of blaming the government and blaming everybody else for our problems. And we have not started conceptualizing our role in all of this and what responsibility we have for all of this, all that is happening to us. And a typical example is the last 21 years. We have allowed, by not understanding those principles, how can we expect to move forward? How can we expect to grow as a society, as a country, if we don't understand what our responsibilities are? And so I had to spend time. That is the mind-changing thing you're talking about. That is not get into the thing and see if you could win and count how much vote. That is a different kind of work. This is a work that you were always going to preach the gospel out there, trying to explain to people that you are the government, you are the one who owns it, you are the one who is responsible. What is happening to you is not because of the PNM, but it's because of you. That is not an easy thing to do. And it's not going to take some time. I may not even see the change in my lifetime, but it has to be done. And that's the reality. A lot of people don't understand that. I mean, you know, when you get into politics, traditionally, it's always about opportunity and feel that you can serve. But when you get to that, you can't build something on a dysfunctional system. I've seen that happen. My own life experience taught me that. You cannot build a foundation on a dysfunctional system. Same way, I do not expect that the PDP can actually make the kind of change that Tobago needs at this point in time. Reconciliation of all the fractions and so on that has happened over the past 21 years. The divide that Tobago experiences now. How do you, as a new political party, with all the excitement, and I'm not trying to bash and raid on anybody parade, but how do you bring the people of Tobago together? Because there are people who are waiting, to reverse the discrimination and so on against those who have done it for the past.
What would you say is your real plan, the class action reform movement's real plan, and how do you plan on achieving it?
Well, my plan is to continue doing what I'm doing.
Which is
continue to share what I've just explained, the core philosophy of the party. I am not into madman politics and say things just for saying things. I really want to spend the time talking to people, people understanding what I'm saying. I'm not here. Self-importance means nothing to me. It's really not about me, but really about getting that message across. We have suffered too much and too long as a people, not just in Tobago, but in Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore, the politics is not really confined to Tobago. This is not a Tobago political thing. This is a people thing, that Trinidad and Tobago deal with the consequences over the years. And I want to make that impact, that intervention into the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm here in Tobago. We're starting here in Tobago. And I need to continue doing this as the time goes on.
All right, Ricardo Philip. Getting the name correct, Ricardo Philip. Thank you so much for chatting on the program with us this morning. All right, so we trust that all continues to go well for you.
Appreciate
you continue to make the impact that you desire to make within the Tobago space.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, viewers, we are getting ready for a break, but before we take that break, we're going over to our good stuff. Now, in our good stuff today, we are talking about former national athlete Kiki Melville. She's passionate and ready to serve track and field in Trinidad and Tobago. The practicing attorney at law was recently elected to the post of director on the National Association of Athletic Administrations, or N3A's executive. She said, "Track and field has been a driving force in my development, having paved the way for me to travel the world, build a network, gain a tertiary education, and develop into a disciplined, dedicated, and well-rounded individual. As a result of my experiences, I view track and field as a vehicle for holistic youth development, which is vital to the advancement of our country." Melville, who began her athletic prowess as a member of Zenith Athletic Club, represented TNT in the pentathlon and heptathlon at the Carifta CAC and NACAC or NACAC Games. She became known as the Bronze Queen, having earned bronze medals in the pentathlon event at Carifta Games in Tobago and Bermuda. Melville also captured a bronze in the heptathlon at the CAC Youth Championships held in Mexico in 2004. The most memorable moment of her career, she said, was claiming her first Carifta bronze medal in the pentathlon on home soil despite nursing a shin injury. Melville, who is the holder of a Bachelor of Law degree from the University of London, said she was happy to be considered for a position on the N3As. So congratulations this morning going out to you, Kiki Melville. I know that your mother, who is one of your #1 supporters, is extremely proud of you, and Tobago certainly is rooting for you. So viewers, if you know someone or anything you'd like to have featured on the Tobago Updates Good Stuff, You can email us at info@tobagoupdates.com or call or WhatsApp 284-6597. That number again, 284-6597. Well, we're getting ready to take a break. Coming up on our program, just after the break, we will be chatting with Winell Caesar. She's an author, a reading teacher, and she'll tell us about her new book. So stay tuned and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Everybody, this is your boy Kenneth Super Sad. Yeah, man. DJ, take it down. I want to tell all you this. When I was born in the hospital, my mother watched my father and tell my father, look with treasure. My father say, bury it. My father was an electrician for 40 years. And the first shock he get was when I born. I want to urge everybody, please, get vaccinated. Right now, I performing before an empty audience. And the only way we could get things back to normal is if we get vaccinated. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, TNT, don't hesitate, vaccinate.
TNT, don't hesitate, vaccinate today. Kindly sponsored by NLCB.
It's our 75th anniversary. Live, laugh, and love with Lambo Credit Union. Take advantage of our 75th anniversary loans and get 100% financing for home improvement, appliances, groceries, debt consolidation, and much more. Did we mention no payment until January 31st, 2022? Get the most flexible repayment periods and the best interest rates around. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for our new member reloaded loan and get up to $30,000 with zero down payment. Let's get you behind the wheel this holiday with our new and used vehicle loans. Call 639-5060 to book your appointment today or visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Wishing you happy holidays from Lambo Credit Union. And remember, we are always here for you.
Mi4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
Morning. Welcome back, viewers, to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. I'm privileged this morning to be chatting with my friend, my colleague, Mrs. Winell Caesar. She's on our program this morning. She's an author, a reading teacher, and she's talking to us this morning about her new book, Learning to Read, a step-by-step approach to reading. This is her book. All right. Good morning and welcome to you, Winell. Now, I'm really happy for you. First of all, let me congratulate you. Written by Winell Caesar. Winell, what prompted this?
Okay. I would have worked as a reading teacher at Scarborough and also at Roxburgh Secondary School. And even at that time...
We're talking worked as a reading teacher at secondary level?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And even at that time, in terms of trying to get material for the children, there are a lot of books that you will need based on the skills you want to teach and that sort of thing, yes? So over time, in terms of, okay, leaving that and now being at home, self-employed, and teaching reading to primary school students, I have some online. What has happened is that eventually, in terms of what should I say, getting everything together, you know, in terms of how I teach, and I've been to pull from all this material. Over time, I recognize, listen, I need to do something because you can't be looking at this book, finding another book, looking, you know. So, and in terms of how I teach, I think over time I just decided, listen, I need to put something together that would work for me, you know, in one book, as against trying to get all this material. So that is how I came up with this, and I think what happened too is that the way I've taught the children, I've seen success.
Right.
So putting everything into one book, I said, well, okay, yes, this is how to teach children to read. that will bring about success.
So we're talking about a step-by-step manual.
Yes, definitely.
A one-stop shop.
Yes, you'll get everything in this book.
All right. Now let's talk a little bit about your background here. I know you have been involved in early childhood education.
Yes.
I think that's where we met back in the day.
Yes.
And so you came up. But particularly, I want to talk about the fact that even at the secondary level, we have young people with reading challenges. Now, do you teach the young person, the Form 1, Form 2, 3, the same way that you would a 3-4-year-old?
No, because this material would be like below their level in terms of how they think about themselves. It's underneath them, you know. So you get different material. Even with adult reading, I remember at one time, I was with Alta at one time, so whether it's recipes, whether it's, I think, whatever they want to do at this point in time, probably they might want to learn to drive. You know, so you take material that they're interested in it, teach them to read from that material.
Okay.
Yes. You talk about education background. Well, I would have done my Bachelor of Science in elementary education, majoring in teaching of reading. And about last year or so, or this year, I completed a postgrad diploma in literacy at European campus. Yeah.
And I don't think you've stopped there. I want to believe, knowing you, the sky's the limit. I want to believe that you're searching for something.
Probably.
Okay. Now, I really want to applaud you here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with ALTA, Adult Literacy, and their reading styles, you know. How would this book impact the ALTA student, the adult who didn't finish primary level and certainly did not even enter the secondary level? How would this book impact the adult?
Well, as I said, this is not really for adults because the material where you learn them with letter sounds and that sort of thing.
But there are
there
are some adults who have not passed this level.
Well, the thing about it is that a friend of mine called and she asked about it, and I was telling her, I guess in the privacy of their homes, they can use it because there's a QR code that will take you straight to QR code. That takes you straight to the YouTube videos.
Right.
That you will hear the letter songs, that you'll hear blending of letters to call words, that sort of thing.
Very interesting. So technology,
definitely.
Technology at work here. Now, I wanted to share, I don't know if our cameraman can capture some of what is in the book. All right. So we have the word family, the word family.
We start first with the letter songs. Letter songs first.
We can start first with the letter sounds.
Yes,
so we have the letter. Okay, cool.
Family, so
all right. So page 6 and 7. So we have this is a little snippet of what the book looks like. I'm not sure he's getting it right there. All right. Yeah, and I like that there are colors on it. Yeah, I like the fact that the colors alongside the pages. You know, once you're teaching children, you know, the colors really draw their attention. So we have the letter sounds letter review, and there are pictures to go along with the sound. So
yes, we are matching,
and
to make
so
sure
they are matching the sound to the picture.
Yes.
All right. Winnell?
What I would like to say also is that in going through the primary school curriculum, the book covers most of the non-negotiable components for reading in the early years for infants 1. And that will be phonological awareness, which is to know songs and letters of the alphabet, individual and in text. Phonics, applying knowledge of letter-sound correspondence, blend songs to make and read words, use word attack skills to decode words, also vocabulary, recognize, spell, use, and pronounce sight words. We'll see all of that in this book. Reading fluency, read text with fluency, and also comprehension, be able to answer literal questions. So there are a lot of components from the reading curriculum for infants 1 that you'll find in this book.
Now, it takes you from letter sounds all the way to And mind you, there are activities to actually reading sentences.
Actually, what happens is that by the first 12 pages of the book, you're able to read, meaning that the first 6 letters, 1, 2, 3, okay? So there are 6 letters. So you are taught these letter songs. From that, you move on to the word families. Then you go into sight words. And by the end of that, you're able to read some sentences. So it's not as if you need to know all the letters of the alphabet to read.
Okay.
Yes? Yes. So
I noticed
that's
here.
important.
I noticed here on the book that it says level 1, which tells me, in fact, it's suggesting to me that there may be other levels to come.
Definitely, because this is introducing you to vowel songs, and then we can move on to blends and diphthongs and those sort of things. So definitely, yes, want to move into a different level.
How can persons get a copy of this?
Okay, well, right now in Trinidad, you can find this book at Challenge Bookstore at Val Park, Twin City Mall, and Shogunas, as well as Logos Book Experience in Shogunas. In Tobago, you can contact me at 762-1991 to get the book.
And what age would you recommend that, I would suggest parents having a copy of this at home.
Definitely.
But from what age, or what age child should have this?
Primary school, those entering primary school, but what I've recognized also is that it can be used for those 4+ children in early childhood, and even children who are struggling with reading. So even though they might be like 7 and 8 and struggling with reading, this book would be helpful.
All right, as we're wrapping up here, who would you like to say thank you to really quickly?
Okay, I'd like to say thank you to Mrs. Homeward, for really editing and helping me, with some things in this book. Mrs. Homeward, I appreciate all that you have done for my family, my husband, my children, for even my sister-in-law, putting everything together, helping me to get this together and those sort of things. So, and thank God also for, of course, most important, for bringing everything together. I thank God for that.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And a special good morning to Danielle, Abigail. Who am I missing? Jelana, good morning. A special good morning going out to the 3 of you and to Gift and Caesar as well. Well, viewers, we're going to leave it there. Winnell, thank you so much for being on the program with us. We're going to go to a break, viewers. We've got This Day in History coming up. And just after the break, Julian is going to be back on set with us, and he's going to be chatting with Shanaria Taylor. You don't want to miss this. Yes, the daughter of Jesse Taylor. She's going to be on the program with us. So, viewers, we encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Good morning, good morning, put a smile on your
It's our 75th anniversary. Live, laugh, and love with Lambo Credit Union. Take advantage of our 75th anniversary loans and get 100% financing for home improvement, appliances, groceries, debt consolidation, and much more. Did we mention no payment until January 31st, 2022? Get the most flexible repayment periods and the best interest rates around. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for our new member reloaded loan and get up to $30,000 with 0 down payment. Let's get you behind the wheel this holiday with our new and used vehicle loans. Call 639-5060 to book your appointment today or visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Wishing you happy holidays from Lambo Credit Union. And remember, we are always here for you.
Mi4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Talk, watch, and listen to win big this Christmas with a Digicel Prime Bundle. The more you watch, cheer, and dance to your favorite Digicel apps, the more chances you have to win thousands of shake-to-win prizes. Enter to win grand prizes of $100,000, home appliances, and groceries valued at $50,000 or free Digicel services for a year. Visit My Digicel or dial star 323 # to buy a Prime Bundle today. And talk, watch, listen to win big with Digicel. Better together this Christmas.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
It's 7:46 a.m. viewers. Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. We're coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. In this segment, folk, we go to hear about this day in history with Devon Adana.
Good morning. This day in Tobago history. Did you know that on December 15, 2011, Lower Scarborough got an ease in traffic? According to the Tobago House of Assembly website, 10 years ago today, then Chief Secretary Orville London cut the ribbon on the 120-meter Gardenside Link Road from the Claude Noel Highway to Gardenside Street. The Link Road's final cost fell well within the allotted $1.9 million budget and lessened the need to access Lower Scarborough via the busy Wilson Road intersection. At the Link Road opening, Chief Secretary London stated that the project was part of the larger Assembly plan to upgrade the road infrastructure in the island, which was to include the repaving of roads in every electoral district and improve the agricultural access roads. He also told the crowd gathered that the Link Road was also part of a Scarborough beautification project, which would eventually see the wall bordering Gardenside Street adorned with paintings and sculptures by Tobago artists, as well as replacement of the brick and concrete wall at the Scarborough Port with a fence to allow for views of the Atlantic Ocean, and the additional work on a boardwalk along Carrington Street. The Chief Secretary was sure to urge motorists and other road users to be more responsible when driving, as he stressed that the new Link Road was created to alleviate some of the traffic challenges facing motorists in getting into Lower Scarborough. You've been watching This Day in History. My name is Devon Adana. Back to you guys in studio.
Devon Adana, persons like you and I were born and just enjoy this as a regular road, not even recognizing the historic perspective by virtue of age.
Yes, and well, I mean, that was just 10 years ago today that they made it into the Link Road, but I don't know if you remember, it was basically blocked off. You remember there used to be two huge kind of blockades there, and then they opened it in our lifetime, so to speak. But you're like, it was only a footpath, right?
But at that age, we just going about life.
Exactly right. We didn't know the proper name and have Gardenside Link Road, all kind of thing. But yes.
Exactly. So certainly this day in history. Thank you very much, Devon Adana.
Always a pleasure.
Folks, and as we continue this morning in this program coming up in this segment, we had a conversation with her a few weeks ago and she was connecting with us live from the United States. And I'm saying, yes, folks, Milner, it's our time now. I go back to those holidays. Milner, it's our time now. Tobago East, it's your time now. We have in this segment, Shanaria Taylor, owner of Renlim Entertainment. Good morning, Shanaria.
Good morning, Julian. I wish you could introduce me everywhere in life. Like, you bring me such joy. You give me way more hype than I deserve. I appreciate it.
Shanaria, we continue to share that love and support. I tell people all the time, this is my Milner Hall sister. We go back to the UE days and you connect in that family. And that takes us right into the foundation and the formation of Renlim Entertainment.
Yes.
And as you mentioned in the last interview, Renlim is actually Milner
backwards.
Spelled backwards. Just in case they thought, what do you think this is, a Milner interview? No, that was only context for us to introduce. So Renlim would have been started in 2016.
Yes.
And fast forward to today, you are here to speak about the Tobago Charter for Charity. Tell us a little bit about the Tobago Charter.
Okay, so the Renlim Tobago Charter for Charity was founded this year, actually. When there was no carnival, or no activities for carnival, we wasn't sure what to do, and we hosted our carnival around 3 either ways. But we was because of the fact that it wasn't about the revelry and the mass, the events and activities that we did, we used the funds to assist families directly. We actually started doing charity work in 2019, but it became official in 2020. So because of the inspiration from 2020 to 2021 to be able to consistently give back, I decided to extend an additional arm that was official, and I decided to name it after Tobago, because we were actually very heavily assisted by the then assemblyman of the Tobago space. So we decided to go with a completely Tobago name, Renlim Tobago Charter for Charity.
Great. So what can we look forward to in this year? I remember the excitement of last year, even during the COVID and so, and ultimately being able to give back. I wasn't able to make the cocktail, but you know, you didn't waste any time with the photos to make sure, in terms of giving that kind of support. What can we look forward to this year?
So the same cocktails, you have a chance to come again. At the end of this year, we would actually be doing our Christmas charity drive. Well, we shipped everything from the US, and unfortunately it has not yet arrived, so the distribution should have been on the 18th, which is Saturday. But we may have to make some changes because they are not cleared yet. But in 2022, what we intend to do is host Brunchorama again. So there will be a Brunchorama Part 2, and those funds will go back into the Mamma Mia charity. The aim is to assist as much single mothers and mothers with large family homes that are taking care of it either majorly by themselves or due to under or unemployment. So that's the aim. So we're going to be hosting 2 events, which is Brunchorama and the Soca Road Trip. Brunchorama is set for February and Road Trip for January.
Give us a little sneak peek into Brunchorama.
Okay.
I love the name.
Brunchorama is a mixture of steel pan, food, and soca. So it is a general food sale. The difference is, instead of just coming and taking a box of food and going home, you could come in and you could hear steel pan music, you could meet a friend, you could observe COVID protocols, but still interact with somebody else. You actually get access to the random cocktails officially as well, because once you purchase a meal, the cocktails come with it. So it's more like a Tobago, it's a harvest. It's a Tobago style food sale.
And Shanaria, I'm hearing you and I'm hearing Jessie Taylor.
Oh my God.
Saying, just make sure you maintain those protocols, you know, in
Definitely,
this very way.
Definitely.
So we and I like the concept that at the end of the day, you can have fun, you can enjoy yourself, but you're still contributing to a cause. Shanaria, where did all this inspiration come from in particular? Because you come out of a family in terms of that cultural background in Pembroke, you know what I mean, and coming from the East. Where did this kind of inspiration come from to do even more and so much more, in fact, for Tobago?
I think I've just always loved Tobago. When I founded Renlim, I was living in Trinidad very actively. And a lot of the things that happened in Trinidad, but it's so hard to not be Tobagonian. It's so hard to not be Jessie's daughter. So every time that I come home, I ended up doing maybe something minor for the Tobago side. And the reason that there's a Renlim Tobago is because Renlim operates here, New York, Miami, Jamaica, but we call all of it Renlim. But we always had a separate Renlim Tobago because the Tobago scale was so different. It wasn't about the events. The events weren't working. So we always had to do something different, and that is why Tobago got its own opportunity. And it's like even our cocktails, every single Orkinskill, Heritage, Saraka Feast, it's all inspired by Tobago, you know. It was just a tribute to where I guess I came from.
And one of the things I want you to also speak to for us, I admirable at that, your ability to be able to engage young persons like yourself. You know, Shanaria reaches out to you and you feel like you don't have a choice, Julian. You have to find her from somewhere to help her with this initiative because you know she's doing something good. But more than just Julian, you've been able to do that with a wide cross-section of young people in Tobago. And depending on the nature of the event, you have different young persons coming out to support. Tell us, you know, how are you able to encourage and motivate these young persons?
I actually have no idea. Honestly, I think that people sometimes what they do is see the vision, and then some people just naturally see
see me. So there are a lot of people that engage in my general social space, so they come a part of it because of that reality. And then other people, they just, I guess, I don't know, they just probably follow the mission. I think they feel it. I think there's something in the air that they feel. So thank everybody that supports.
So in your final 30 seconds, just remind our viewers as we wrap up this interview about the Renlim Tobago Charter for Charity.
The Renlim Tobago Charter for Charity is for Tobago. It's ours. We have our Christmas distribution drive this weekend, or maybe next week. If you guys still want to support or donate in any way, you can definitely reach out to me via 1-868-324-0165 or Renlim Entertainment _ on Instagram.
All right, folks, you've heard it there. I won't say my Renlim sister, my Milnerite sister.
It's the same thing.
Certainly making that connection. We want to continue to commend Shanaria Taylor on her efforts as we look forward. Excellent display of youth excellence. Folks, this is Tobago Updates. We'll be right back, and we want to continue to encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
To all Tobagonians and visitors of this beautiful island, the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is seeking your efforts and support in keeping a clean and organized, friendly environment. In doing so, drop-off bins are located at strategic areas around Tobago for your recyclable materials such as plastics, aluminum and steel cans, glass bottles and tetra packs in bags, and let's protect our environment. Our own Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is here to propel that change. Look for the white bin nearest to your area.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Morning, viewers. Welcome back. This is Tobago Updates morning show. We are coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, and we just have about 2 minutes to go. It's 7:58 a.m. Ria, how are we feeling in this final segment?
We're feeling really pumped and excited. Shanaria came with all of the energy that we probably needed from the start of this show. She came with energy for today, for tomorrow, for the rest of the week. I tell you, she is really an amazing lady, and I listened to the interview and she was just going. I mean, there's so many plans and plans that benefit the people of Tobago.
Yes,
that Mama Mia charity, I think, is awesome. It's going to benefit a lot of young mothers, single mothers in Tobago.
All right, I also want to say good morning our viewers online. I'm seeing Cindy Taylor, I'm seeing Kiki Melville joining us on the live. I'm also seeing Arlene. Arlene, good morning to each and every one of you. And this morning I want to take a little time out in this final segment to wish a happy birthday to Uncle Gibbon. That's Gibbon Phillips up there in Hope, and his daughter would have been sending out greetings this morning, my cousin, my family member as well, to her daddy this morning, hoping that he has an enjoyable birthday. Uncle Gibbon, this is your time, and this is his 90th birthday celebration. So we want to wish you a very happy birthday, and we trust that you enjoy it to the fullest.
Definitely. And special good morning to Auntie Joan Richardson, Auntie Dora Lyons out of the USA, Auntie Esther Seals, Auntie Nadine Nichols. Yes, good morning, and we're going to leave it there. Auntie Tracy McNeil Waldron, have a great day. We're going to leave it there and say goodbye to you. Have a great day. Stay safe on the roads. Wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You're never going to cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along, never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently.